Welcome back to our custom Paris map. Now, just a few episodes ago, we had Ile de la Cité over here that was looking like this. We had a lot of farms, we had electricity, we had a big underground coal mine, and we had a city, mostly level 2, on this side. Fast forward to today, and this island looks very different. The farms have gone, they went over here. The electricity is gone, it went over here. The coal mine was empty and has been completely filled again with soil. And with this, we've been able to build now a completely new city over here. It's all level 3, we have in the middle something new, there's nothing there, but we have space basically to double the size of the city. And we have also over here this whole new thing. So this is definitely gonna be a big part of this episode. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk also about farms because I've started to expand my farms a bit more. And there is one more thing that I want to talk about in this episode. Let's dive right in. So first and foremost, as I was saying, our city is now very different, right? We have completely deleted the city over here and build a new one there. Now to do this, by the way, if you've never done this, definitely build first and foremost the new one. And then when the new one, has been built, you can delete the old one. Otherwise, you're gonna obviously have 0 people and then you're gonna be in big trouble. So yeah, all of these are level 3 housing, right? They take 230 people, so definitely more. They could also give us even more unity if we wanted, but this is going to require, to have the big bonus. This is going to require the household goods that we don't have yet. We'll talk about this in, later on in the episode. We do have this one bonus over here, one unity. We can also see it on our unity here, settlement quality. It is 1. It is thanks to this square over here. So if we go into a housing facility there, right, we have 3 squares, the column 1, the light and the dark. They do give all the same, they cost also the same. No, they don't cost the same. This one costs more, but they actually give the same bonus. I did build, 2 different ones. You can see the column 1 over here and you can see the light one there. Now, how do you get this bonus? Well, this bonus basically is if all of your housing neighborhoods are connected to one of these squares or decorations. So in this case, this works perfectly. This is, the one in the corners there, they're also connected, diagonally. These ones there horizontally and vertically, and same for this one is connected here, right? If I were to do one over here, for example, this one wouldn't be connected unless I start adding, one here or there. So definitely do this, right? It takes basically, you lose 1 space, right? I could have put one of these over here. You just lose 1 space, but you gain 1 of unity. So that's definitely a great deal. And yeah, because obviously they are bigger than before, we have now 2,000 of population. So I also have a lot of workers. It's perfect. I love it. We are providing them, with the food. We have over here the potato, we have the vegetable, and we have actually added a new one over here, the corn. So this is also giving me 15 additional unity. You can see that's also decreased the consumption of my potatoes, so that's great. And there's a couple more that we haven't given yet though. And then on this side here, we have the waste collection, we have the water, right, providing water and also taking care of the wastewater, and then we have the electricity. This one we can pretty much put anywhere we want, doesn't really matter, but those two are obviously quite important to put there because they're going to be connected to this whole new thing there. I'm going to explain it in a second, but obviously, as I said, don't hesitate to tell me if you have any question about the new neighborhood, how I did it. And again, just build this one first and then you can delete the old one. While I was doing this, as I said in the previous episode, I have also made all of this at level 2 now, right? This is all level 2, except here, I didn't want to just have to move this one here, for example, but we'll probably do it. I mean, what we will do for sure also is to make this, a bit straight. I think like this probably. And then we can, start doing this part too, but that's a small one. Now for the coal mine, the way I filled it was mainly because we had some reserves here and some reserve there. Now it's all flat, as you can see. Oh, there is a small hole there. I forgot to fill it back, so let's make sure we do this. We are going to continue expanding there in the future, but that's not done yet. No other big change here. You know, we have continued to get a bit more coal there, but we're also getting our coal nicely there. That's going into the electricity. This is working well, no problem. So let's go back over here, and in particular let me show you this new whole thing, which of course I will put a blueprint of on my Discord community. This is taking care of a lot of things. This is taking care of the waste collection. This is taking care of the water, both bringing water and the wastewater, and doing a couple of other small things. I haven't built all of the buildings, as you can see, because I don't really need them, but they're ready. And some of them are also paused because we don't really need them right now. But again, they're ready for the future. So, I mean, let's start actually over here. We have there a fluid storage that is actually off. This was to prime the system. If you saw my last episode, I talked about this water facility there that needed to be primed with a bit of water. This is the same over here, because we're gonna use the same trick of thermal desalinators, which require some steam to start, and to make the steam, we have over here 2 boilers, which require water. So that is why, you know, I had this one over here, which is there to prime, and I'm leaving it there just in case, you know, there's a problem at some point. We can just reassign a bit of water. But yeah, basically, we know we're going to create water. So we have the seawater pumps that goes directly into those thermal desalinator with a bit of steam. This steam is coming from actually quite far, as you saw, all the way over here. It's being made there. It goes here at level 0, and then, you know, there is actually this pipe balancer that says priority in for those 2 buildings rather than the boilers, because those 2 buildings are actually making steam. I'll talk about those buildings in the future. First, let's finish over here. So as I said, you know, we're making water. This is going to go into this pipe, which is not the priority. The priority is the other pipe over here, which comes from there, where we're also making water. And because this is a byproduct, you know, production, this is obviously prioritized. Otherwise, we could get into a spot where this has to stop because there's too much water. So then the water, you know, goes into those 2 storage. They're gigantic. This enables me to put alerts, of course, right? Like, tell me if it's below 75%. For sure, I would want to know, because that would be a problem. And then we have the output over here, right? The output is priority on this one to go all the way over here, mainly, you know, into all of those buildings that require water to function, like the boiler and this incineration plant that we're gonna talk about. But then we have, you know, the rest is this pipe over here going in front all the way there. It's not the cleanest, but it was also so I can easily see this pipe where it needs to go, and this is basically providing the water to my city. Now we're already talking about 130, so definitely make sure that you have a pipe level 2. I already put a level 3 to be ready for the future, because I know it's gonna continue to increase. You know, with more population, more water is needed. And then we're creating some wastewater. Again, this is already more than 100, so definitely make sure you have a pipe level 2, and this is a pipe level 3. It goes into this storage here just in case, you know, there's a problem down the line. It also enables me to put an alert, right? As soon as there is more than 50%, tell me, because I need to do something. And then this will go all the way there into those water treatment facility. I have placed, you know, 4 for now. Only need 1 because we're at, what was it, 110, I think, right? 113. But soon, you know, we're gonna need a second one, right? Because this is 160. Let's put that off. So what is this going to be doing? This is going to take the wastewater, and instead of sending it into, you know, the sea like we were doing before, this is going to treat it. So that means, you know, if I look over here, my pollution has actually decreased by a lot. I used to have almost 10 of water pollution. I used to also have more than 10 of air pollution. And I also used to have a lot of soil pollution thanks to this waste. And now this is gone too. So anyway, going back over here, you know, the wastewater with the sand plus the chlorine is going to make water and sludge. So again, this is basically making sure that it is not polluting at all. So the sand, is over here. You can see this is level 2. This is for now delivered manually, right? So that's done. Then we have the chlorine. Actually, the chlorine is made on site over here, right? This is reserves of chlorine. I'm gonna put an alert. Tell me if it's below 75%. So this goes over here at level 3, right? And goes directly into it. And then we're creating water, which is this pipe over here. As I was saying, right, this is the pipe that needs to be prioritized. No, this is this pipe over here. This is prioritized into the storage. And we're making also a bit of sludge. This is going at level 0, and then it goes at level 1 all the way over here. It goes down there, and then goes into those anaerobic digesters to be transformed into fuel gas and compost. So the fuel gas actually will go, over here. This is this pipe there. It will go here into this balancer, where the priority is to put it into this fluid storage, and that's going to be used, somewhere over here. And then if this is full, we're gonna burn it like we're just doing right now. So this is not great. This is doing a bit of pollution. What I could have done, and maybe we will do soon in the future, is do something else. I could, for example, transform into diesel with a bit of oxygen. I could also, just send it into a boiler to use less gas, right? Well, actually, this is perfect. I could just add one more boiler over here and put that one on fuel. Maybe we'll do that right away. But more importantly, let's continue what's happening over here. So we have this balancer to say, take in priority this fuel gas. This will go over here, right? This pipe here, which is used into this incineration plant, where we're taking actually the waste, right? So this is this resource over here, which in the past we were just dropping on the soil. For example, over here, you can see a lot of it, right? This is waste, but this creates pollution. It does create pollution, for only a limited amount of time. At some point, this one, for example, over here has stopped polluting. But given that, we are creating all the time new ones, it's better to do something with it. So that's what we're doing over here. We're gonna take this waste, a bit of the fuel gas we just saw, and a bit of water that we're creating on site, and we're gonna make exhaust and steam high. So the steam high, as I said, just goes back directly into the whole thing. And then the exhaust is also going to be used. We're not going to send it to the atmosphere, because remember, exhaust pollutes too. So the exhaust is actually this one over here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it will go over here into those two exhaust scrubbers. You've seen that in the previous episode. We are transforming the exhaust with a bit of water into sulfur, carbon dioxide, steam low, and just a bit of air pollution. So that's what's happening over here, right? We're sending this exhaust there. Here we have the water, right? This is going to be taking the CO2, which for now we have to send into the atmosphere, but in the future we can do something with, right? If you look over here, we'll be able to transform it into graphite, which is why I've left the space here. We're gonna put, the chemical plant there to make graphite. So that's what's happening, right? We're making also a bit of steam low, which goes into this cooling tower, which creates water, which goes back into this line all the way over here, right? Which is prioritized. And then we're also making a bit of sulfur, which goes there and can be burned if it's full. So yeah, basically, in terms of input, we have the coal and we have the sand, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is made on site. I could also make some salt. I didn't build it, but everything is ready. We would send a bit of brine, and then the brine would make it. And talking about brine, sorry, I forgot. This is actually also what is coming over here, right? So the brine, which is made in these guys there, is going in front here. And then it goes over here. It's prioritized to go into this storage, which then send it into this electrolyzer to make chlorine. That's what's making chlorine there. And then if it's full, then it will go obviously into the other pipe, which is this one, to go into the sea. It doesn't pollute, but still, I don't want to waste it, right? It's better to make chlorine and also to be able to make salt if needed. And then lastly, the only one I didn't show you was here. I have 2 electrolyzer to make some hydrogen, because in case I don't have enough fuel gas, I can use hydrogen to make sure that the waste is burnt. So yeah, I don't think I forgot anything, except, as I said, I think what we should do is just build one of these, I always forget where they are, water boiler gas. It's gonna take a bit of pasta making, because we're gonna want to get it here, I think, yeah. And we're gonna want actually this to be the priority too. So this should be prioritized, and this one also should be prioritized before these guys. So that's working fine, right? Then we're gonna want to take all of this out, and just this one. So it's gonna create also CO2. So we're gonna need to send that CO2 again. This is gonna be a bit of spaghetti, but I hope you don't mind doing it quick and dirty live for you all. So we're gonna need to send this somewhere over here. Yeah, this is this pipe there. Perfect. So it goes into the CO2. And then we need water and we need the fuel. So the water is a very easy one, and it goes here. And then the fuel, we need to take it from there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a second pipe balancer like this. We're gonna say this is the priority. Okay, I'm gonna turn it like this. Okay, so this is the last resort, and then more importantly, we want to try to send this all the way there. So, you know, you can just do this, or if we want, we could make it a bit cleaner, but again, because we're doing it very quickly, I'm just doing it like this. So we can now delete this. The priority is the wrong side, so let's turn it around. Okay, so that's good. This is going to be deleted. Good. So this is the secondary priority. Yes, that works. And then we need to say on this one that this is the priority. So first you make some steam, and then last resort you can burn it. So now let's unity the whole thing, and that should be working pretty well, pretty quickly. You know, we shouldn't see a lot of burning happening. Instead, we see the fuel going this side. There is one more there missing. Okay. And this way we should be using even less coal than before. You know, I was already not using a lot, but now we're gonna use even less than before. So it is, the fuel gas is coming. I just want to make sure, okay, there's not a lot of fuel gas, but I think we're good. You know, this is the right size. It is indeed a priority in, and then this one is also going well. Yeah, no, I think it's working well. So it is, ladies and gents, a pretty perfect, in my opinion, sort of water, wastewater treatment, waste treatment all at once, right? We're doing the whole thing, and as you saw, there is definitely potential for a lot more, right? This is, I mean, this is making, what is it, 78 times 2. So here we're also making, what is it, 80. We're also making some water, what was it? No, we're using water there. But yeah, I mean, with basically just 2, I have definitely enough right now for this, so I can double my city, no problem. And similarly over here, I can more than double for these guys, so that's not a problem. I'm also using, you know, what I said in the last episode, that you don't have to put those things in the sea. You can put them in a lake like this, right? This is a lake, artificial lake, but still a lake. Okay, then as I said, we started to make some corn, right? So basically now some of my farms, instead of making vegetables and potatoes, they're making vegetables and corn. And actually, to be honest, there's also some that are making now wheat and corn. As you can see over here, we have a wheat reserves. Now that means we have to make this a bit more complex than it used to be. And I see also a problem that I forgot to build this. So that is not good, because that has made this whole thing stall now. But anyway, that is fine. And actually, I'm just thinking this is the wrong place to put it. Okay, I'm gonna need to fix this. I did it well there. So let me show you what is happening. what is this thing over here? So basically, you know, we have one line where all of those things, potato, wheat, and corn, everything is coming on the same line, right? But then we're gonna have first some sorters. So for example, this one is a sorter that says, if it's potato, go there. If it's not potato, you can continue. So for example, here you're gonna see we have some corn that's gonna arrive. So the corn will continue and will go all the way there. All right, so let's give it a second. It's gonna arrive and it's gonna go on this one. And this one says corn. So corn indeed will go this side. Now, then the big thing is we have this U-shape balancer, which will say first, if you have something coming like here, you need to go there. Right? I want to make sure that we have some potatoes to deliver to my city. But then if this is full, the problem is you don't want, the whole line here to stop like it was doing 1 second ago, right? So what you want to do is here have this balancer, which is, again, if it's not full, go there, but if it's full, then you're gonna go onto this third line at level 2. This line is going the other way around. I mean, you could send this line somewhere over here, that wouldn't be a problem, but instead I'm telling it to go this side, right? It's gonna go all the way back here, and you're gonna see what it's gonna be doing there. So there, it's gonna come down, and why is this completely full? Shouldn't be full, so there's a problem somewhere. Oh, corn doesn't go into this. Okay, that's what the problem is. My bad, I need to rework a bit this thing. So I guess maybe that will be in the next episode, because that's gonna take a bit of time. But let me show you, I mean, basically the idea is I wanted to send all of these things, like potatoes, etc., first into those mixers, where they can be transformed, as you can see, into animal feed. Right? They're gonna be transformed into animal feed. And if that was full, I was saying, well, then go this side, and then you can go into these guys to be transformed into fuel gas, because again, we can do a lot of things with fuel gas, as we just saw. In particular, adding a bit of oxygen, you can make diesels and water, which is always a good thing. Having diesel is always a good thing. But as you saw, there is a problem, which is the corn doesn't go into this. So I'm gonna have to make a slight change over here. But the idea is basically that all of this surplus, right, is going to help me make a lot of this animal feed, and this animal feed will then go and be used into the chicken farms, which are required for us to make eggs and also to make the meat, or first the carcasses that then is transformed into meat. So that's gonna happen over here in the future. Talking about farm, by the way, you may realize that I still haven't put any fertilizer on it. It's not that hard to make fertilizer, right? You can make fertilizer out of oxygen and ammonia. And the ammonia you can make out of nitrogen and hydrogen. The problem is, to make hydrogen, there is a couple of ways, true, but the main way is with water, with the electrolyzer. But the problem is one electrolyzer making only 3 hydrogen is almost already 1 megawatt. So this is a great thing to do when you have, in my opinion, nuclear. Before that, it may be a bit hard. So right now we don't need to have, a lot of this, so that's why I haven't done it. But in the future, I'm sure we'll do it. And as you saw, I'm starting also over here to store the wheat. The wheat will go and make flour for bread and other things. Here I was starting to think about the tofu. But yeah, I think that will be in the next episode, because we're already, more than 20 minutes in, and I wanted to show you one last thing, which is I've continued to upgrade my ship, and now I have also enough crew, enough population to make this ship work, and so we've started to discover more things on the map. And in particular, if you look at, the research, I always forget what is the research shortcut. But yeah, over here I developed ship bridge number 3, which comes with radar system level 2. And with this radar system level 2, you can actually see a lot further. And in particular, you can see sort of, what's next. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Like I can see that over here, there is an enemy ship that has a score of 610. Here I can see that there is a settlement. Here I can see there is a mine, a quartz mine to be precise. So you can, decide, is it worth it to attack or not? is my ship strong enough or not? And this will come as soon as I visit, for example, even this one. I don't even need to go there. I think if I just visit this one, let's do it together, you will see that all of these will become we'll see what it is. So while this is happening, I mean, let me show you that with this we have found a couple of new things. For example, we have found the canola seed. I think we have found also the sugar seed, but we don't have yet the research lab level 4. We're still missing the fruit seed. I'd love to get. That's gonna be an important one. And yeah, we also found quite a lot of resource, in particular some electronics level 2 and level 3. We haven't started this. This is going to come pretty soon. That's a big thing, so it's good to have some reserves of it before we get to it. Otherwise, over here, not much has changed. What is definitely going to be important soon is, as you can see, I still have some unity on these guys there, because I was having a lot of problems of diesel. I know right now it doesn't seem like it. I have more than 2,000, but I actually at some point got to I think I got to like 300 or something. So that was really bad, which is why I've started to plan over here a gigantic new factory for diesel. You can see over here there is actually 8 lines, and it's not just distillation 1 and 2, it's also distillation 3, and there's also a lot more, right? It's huge. So we're gonna talk about this in the next episode for sure. In the meantime, my ship has arrived over here, and as I was saying, I didn't lie. Now I can see everything. Can see that there is another oil rig there, there's a groundwater well, etc, etc. So I'm gonna probably do a lot of these offline, because the battles are not that interesting, but you'll see that we discover quite a few things. And in particular, I'm quite happy that we found the other coal mine already. I may start the repair right away, because this one is slowly but surely going down. I mean, we're at 80%, there's still almost 300 years, right? But yeah, it's slowly but surely going down now that we don't have this coal mine there, and that I'm not really tapping into this one, because it is a big one, but it's also in the middle of my city, so I feel it's better to just tap into the world mine for now. And also, I mean, pretty soon we should start thinking about contracts. For example, if you look over here, we have the cement to coal, or we have also the household goods to coal. We do need to talk about household goods in the next episode too. So yeah, contracts, definitely, that's going to be something we want to look into in the future. But yeah, don't hesitate to tell me again if you have any questions on the new city, the new treatment plant over here. I'm sorry that I made a bit of a mistake there, but we'll fix it in the next episode. That's pretty much it. Smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.